What you have just seen there has absolutely nothing to do with today's show, basically, but I thought it was just so beautiful I would have to show you. This is the other Great Wall in China. This is in Xi'an, the first capital of China, way back thousands of years ago, and this was the walled city. It has been modified and updated, but that is Xi'an. A very warm welcome. It's Monday the 20th of June 2022. The title today is quite interesting. The Three Gorges Dam. Was the Three Gorges Dam China on the verge of collapse and a dam flood in Guangzhou, Canton in the southeast of China? But first of all, let's hop into the levels, and we can do this right now. Why not? Canton is gone down. That's the Three Gorges. Sorry, that is Chongqing at 166. The Three Gorges has remained the same, 145.49. That's gone up a little bit, but the inflow is here today at 18,000, but the outflow has gone down to 16,800. Let's go back into the title of this again. And was the Three Gorges Dam on the verge of collapse? We're talking about 2020, when it all came to highlight that the Yangtze, they said once in a lifetime, unprecedented floods, heavy rain, and the levels were incredibly high, and even some reports of overspill from the Three Gorges Dam in 2020, along with the floods downstream in Yingchang, in Wuhan, in Nanjing and Shanghai, because of the Three Gorges Dam is incapable of really heavy rain. It can't do it. It should be able to, but it's, again, the dam should not be there, period. Let's have a read. So here are some articles which I have found and some text messages that have been revealed. Again, you can see this is posted 2 years ago. Three Gorges Dam on the verge of breaking, CCP not responding. The world's largest power source on the verge of collapse, and the Chinese are not reporting on it, just like they did with the COVID-19. Unfortunately, if the dam collapses, the global economic impact would be equivalent to the worst or even than a Yellowstone eruption. Let's continue. And when the CCP's Xinhua acknowledges the major flood event is potential a black swan kind of thing, one notices that attempting to recognize the situation but might soon be out of their control, or is out of their control already. The situation is rapidly turning into a big deal. So basically what they're saying is it was, according to experts from around the world, like the geologist Mr. Wang, who's a Chinese-German geologist living and working, I think, in Germany, was saying this is sort of like really bad news. And for the last couple of years, the Three Gorges Dam has got away with murder, so to speak, that the levels, the floods haven't been as bad as 2020, and I could imagine that the maintenance of the Three Gorges and the engineers are trying to make sure that if it does happen again, it's not going to happen as bad, that it could be on the verge of this kind of collapse. If we move on to the next article, this is sort of like text messaging from here. Flooding, another black swan incident in China. Deputy Ministry of Waters, when we analyse, we said three fears instead of the Three Gorges, which may cause more casualties. One, excess flood. The second is reservoir. The third is mountain flood disaster. Excess flood may exceed to the current engineering defence capabilities, or black swan incident. We think this incident has great particular impact before official knowledge of deformation on the Three Gorges Dam, and the first time they said the dam is elastic. And if you remember some of the pictures of the Three Gorges Dam from Google, it was really like wiggly piggly, but this was due to imaging and not the actual Three Gorges Dam, but they did say it had moved a little bit. And it had moved a little bit quite simply because of the mass of water behind it. It's like a trillion people all pushing it like this, and eventually. Now remember, the Three Gorges Dam is a gravity dam. Nothing is holding it down to the bedrock below. Let's take a little break. Welcome back. Now, the other part of this is dam floods in Canton, Guangzhou, near Hong Kong. Here is a dam that's opened 6 of its sluice gates to release the flood water behind it. You can see it here. But if we move into the city centre of Guangzhou, or the other name of this is Canton, C-A-N-T-O-N, looks a little bit like this, that the city centre is basically flooded and it's just a big waterway. And even in some of the old parts of this, now this is quite an old city, Guangzhou, some of the bridges do have some cracks, etc. You can see here related to these heavy floods in Guangzhou at the moment. What you just saw there was not from any kind of horror movie or sci-fi movie or an action movie or disaster movie. This is Beijing a couple of days ago. Really heavy storms in the northeast of China, the capital of China, Peking, and also hailstones the size of golf balls. And surprisingly and weirdly enough, these hailstones that you can see on other videos looked like the COVID-19 virus. Very strange indeed. Other news which is hitting China as of today, Monday the 20th of June 2022, is Macau. Macau returned to Chinese rule in 1999 before it was a Portuguese colony. You could say just like Hong Kong. Hong Kong was 97, returned to China. 1999 was Macau, where all the big casinos are. COVID testing seemed to be the same as Shanghai before. You can see from the video there. Now, if you're worried about any kind of threats, don't be worried in China because, well, just have a look at these two guys, yep? I don't think they're much of a threat there. And one more thing, in Tibet, this is quite nice. The actual girl doing this, the girl on the left-hand side is quite beautiful. And this is how they deal with haggling. Now, in China, you can count up to 5 like that on one hand, like the same as anywhere else, but you can count up to 10 or 9. This is 6, this is 7, this is 8, and this is 9. So that's what they're doing under the sleeve of the actual of the woman there, and they're negotiating, and then someone else will come along and do the same. Only the girl on the left-hand side with the big black hats on the left-hand side knows the final price, and then she will offer that to the person. I thought it was just interesting and showing you a bit of Tibetan kind of culture there. And that really brings us to a close on Monday, 20th of June 2022. As always, thank you very much for your time. It's something I can never give back to you. I hope it was useful, this show. And if you do like it, please smash the thumbs up and subscribe and make sure that resubscription is there. A big shout out to all the members of the channel. Thank you very much for that. And also the 3 people who support me on my beer fund on Patreon as well. If you do want to, in any way, shape or form, give me an extra beer or 2 once or twice a month, then all the information is in the link in the description below. I will be back a little bit later, tomorrow, if everything is okay, but I will leave you with an old, and I repeat, an old live stream. I think this was March of this year, 2022, of what was happening at the Three Gorges, with a nice piece of music to mix it into. Be good, be well, God bless, thank you, bye-bye.